Hi there guys, girls, whoever's watching this, welcome. My name is Matt and I'm going to explain to you a little bit today about downwind foiling specifically and the sorts of foils that you might need if you really wanted to take on the open ocean. So how are downwind foils slightly different to surf foils? Well, surface area. So the wings on these foils are that much bigger than a surf foil. We'll touch a little bit on surf foils at the end of the video, but as someone who wants to get into foiling, well, how are downwind foils any different? Well, number one, downwind foils tend to have taller masts so that you've got more clearance. Ocean energy, we don't really know much about it. Foiling hasn't been around for that long, so there's a lot of energy in a bump. So sometimes different masts, if it's a shorter mast, you won't have much clearance to pump for additional speed. So if you look at most of the foil manufacturers, most of their larger foil wings tend to be paired up with taller masts. And when I say taller masts, I mean something of around, say, 60 up to 80 centimeters in length. So what we have here is foils that we stock. So we have 3 models, which they're all big hitters. They're all foils that are around about 2,000 square centimeters and over. All fantastic in their each individual ways, so we just thought we'd take this opportunity to talk a little bit about it so that you have an understanding. Foils do cost a lot of money, and it is a serious commitment because you've got the foil, then you've got the board that you need to consider. Some people might want to get into it from a surf environment, so a small surfboard, and you see some of the guys in Australia and they are literally pumping off a rock on a small little 5 or 6 foot surfboard and then riding downwind for a long way on these bigger wings. And as you progress, you might choose to use a smaller wing. But to start off with, in downwind foiling, you're looking at getting out in Beaufort scale, say force 4. Force 4 to say force 6, average, say 13 to 18 miles per hour is classified in a force 4. But you're looking for broken horses, really. You're looking white horses that are breaking, that are going to give you push on the board, give the board speed, and therefore enable lift. Most of these big wings, so the Takuma, the Axis, and the gofoil there, all of these foils can be flat water pumped. So whether you choose to use a paddle or whether you choose to use a surfboard, they've all got enough surface area that if you're athletic enough and you can pump, you can obviously get the board up into the air and pump on the wing. So I'm going to just run you through each individual foil. This particular one is called the Takuma V900. It's a composite, so this particular foil is a mixture between an aluminium, so it has an aluminium mast and an aluminium fuselage, and then composite carbon and fiberglass rear, which is the stabilizer, and the front wing. Now this particular front wing has 1,968, so just a little bit shy of 2,000 square centimeters. The wing on its own weighs 2.3 kilograms, so it's relatively light. And this complete setup with the base plate, so we weighed the whole foil. This foil weighs 5.4 kilograms. You might think that's heavy, but this will easily get you up on foil. The masts are interchangeable, and obviously this would all break down. So great foils, quite a lot of volume in that front wing. Set it down there for you there. This foil complete would cost $1,199, and yeah, one of the big hitters. So there we go, the Takuma V900. Next up, we have the Axis. Axis is a brand that's come from the kiteboarding game, and they, not that long ago, I'd say just under a year ago, released, maybe even less than that, these new surf foils. This particular model is the 102, quite a massive wing, maybe not as low aspect as the Takuma V900, but the 102 have a surface area of 2013. This complete foil, so again it's a composite, so the front wing is carbon composite, the rear stab is a carbon composite. What's interesting is these wings are really light. So this wing on its own is 1.3 kilograms, which is super lightweight, which kind of makes up for the rest of the foil. Very sleek looking aluminium fuselage. This particular mast is the 55 centimetre one, and this complete foil weighs in at 4.6 kilograms. The Axis also has lots of other foil wings that you can choose from. So I'm just going to grab you the other four, which you could use. The 92, same sort of weight in terms of what this foil weighs, 1,816 centimetres squared in surface area. So those that are relatively proficient, obviously the bigger wings out of these three here are going to be a lot easier to get you up and foiling in slow speed. Those that are a little bit more proficient will be able to get easily a 92, well, the Axis 92 with about 1,800 square centimetres of surface area. And that takes us on to the last foil that we have, which is, may need no introduction, gofoil. So this is a gofoil on a 24.5 inch mast. It's around about 60 centimetres. Gofoil now actually produce taller masts for downwinding, which is a 29.5, which is more like 70 centimetres. But this particular foil is the Maliko 280. And it is an absolute whopper. It's a really big wing. The surface area of this one is around 2,400, so it is leagues ahead of the other one. But what you'll hear people talk about with the gofoil 280 is that it's very easy to get up. So all of these foils here, you can get up and flat water pump. But this particular one, because it's so big, it can create drag. I have surfed this, and it's actually really fun in surf. You'll hear about people saying you're going to snap the mast if you take a 280 out and surf, but it's actually mega fun. Yes, you do feel some flex, but like I said, the gofoils now have updated their masts, and they now have masts which are taller and also thicker to counteract that flex with so much surface area on the bottom of your board. So the easiest foil out of all of these to get up in a downwind condition would be this particular one. See, these are pretty pricey, so you're looking at a full carbon mast and fuselage in the gofoil. This complete foil weighs 5.6 kilograms, so it's actually the heaviest that we have here today. But still, it's one of the best. The other foil wing that you might hear about when people start talking about downwind foiling is the Maliko 200. So the Maliko 200 has a surface area of a little bit over 1,900, so 1922 I believe. So the Maliko 200 for the smaller person, and for, you know, when conditions are super windy, you could use this Maliko 200. Now if we take the Axis 92 in comparison, and we show you those two wings, spin it around so it's the right way. You can see a comparison. They're actually very similar, those two. So the 92 Axis or the Maliko 200 would be suitable. So, you know, surface area, you want to be looking at something around 2,000 square centimeters. So in that regard, you know, we're looking at the Takuma, great price point. We haven't talked about price point on the gofoils, so you're looking at least sort of 1,800 to over 2,000, whether or not you get the single foil or whether you get a combo kit. The Axis foils are around about 1,500 if you went for the 102, and the Takuma, like I said, around about 1,200. Now we're going to sort of, just as a comparison, I want to show you some wings that are more used for surfing, so you can see the size difference. So if I just to pick this one up because it's in front of me here, which is the Maliko 280, and I'm going to grab an Iowa. So Iowa is the kind of go-to wing for SUP and surf foiling. The Iowa has a surface area around about 1550, so I think it's 1548 square centimeters, and a wing weight of 1.5. If I'm to compare that to 280, you can see that the really good guys can get away with using a foil wing of that size. But for the most of us around 70 to 90 kilograms. Some other wings that I can get out and show you here. So this is the Nash Large. So this wing has 1, 2, 3, 6. So if we compare it to the sort of 1550, you can see there, best way to hold it. It's always good to sort of inform yourself, because I think right at the start when Nash went ahead and started to sell those big Maliko boards and foils, everyone thought that Kai Lenny was actually using that particular foil, and I think lots of people sold that board, found that they couldn't actually get up on the board with the surface area, and that was actually smaller than this one. This is the large. Nash also do an extra large, which is around about, I think it's 1500, 1572 is the XL. Remember, this is the large. And then one other foil to compare again, which is a little bit more aimed at SUP surfing. You probably wouldn't be able to downwind on this. This is the Iowa, so the Kinal Iowa 775. This has a surface area of 1,496. So good in the sort of 2 to 3 foot bumpy, lumpy conditions. So we compare these two, they're actually very similar. That about rounds it up. If you have any questions about some of the stuff that I talked about during this short little video about downwind foils or surf foils, then don't hesitate to get in touch with us. We'll be doing later sort of video reviews or first shows of some of the foil boards that we have in stock. But yeah, looking forward to hearing from you. If you're stoked about foiling, want to get into it, look forward to hearing from you soon. www.foilsurfing.co.uk